Richician!
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 144. Oh god, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh god. This hay fever has been doing a number on me, like on and off, but we will press on. First questions are from John Cross. 1. Are you going to open the Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th Anniversary Rarity Collection 2 or buy the singles? I mean, I thought about doing an opening, but the problem is I've just not been able to spare the money to just do any pack openings, hence why I haven't done any for a while, except when I opened my participation packs in those tournaments. But even then it wasn't a pack opening video. It's frustrating. I miss doing pack opening videos and I would like to do them again, but right now I just can't. So it's a case of, well, not necessarily buying the singles, but trying to pick them up in trades, because I really, well, like I keep saying, I really don't want to have to buy singles. It's annoying. Regarding any singles I want, I have most of them already, which is the Pearly stuff, and a couple of copies of Guardian Chimera. There are other copies of Guardian Chimera that I do want, though. But anyway, it's just a case of trying to get hold of the singles. 2. What is your favourite Yu-Gi-Oh! Products you open? I swear you already asked me this, or if not you, then someone else already asked me this, although I couldn't remember when. But to answer the question, that would be the Legendary Collections. I mean, they're the absolute best product that Konami brought out. I love all the Legendary Collections, especially numbers 2 and 3. 3. What is your favourite superhero and villain? Regarding favourite superheroes, again, I already answered this in another Q&A episode, and the answer is Superman. As for a villain, well, I don't have a favourite villain. I can't think of who'd stand out. I mean, yeah, I've done impressions of Bane and the Joker, but I don't know if they count. It's hard to say. 4. Superman or the Green Lantern? Superman, easy. 5. What is your favourite tin back in 2002 and 3? That's difficult to answer because, well, surely everyone should know by now that I didn't start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Until 2003. So I didn't even know tins were a thing, like, back in 2003. Although then again, I did once open a 2002 Dark Magician tin, in an opening I did in 2015, and yeah, that wasn't cheap. But in terms of favourites, among those tins, I'd have to say both Dark Magician tins, because, you know, big Dark Magician fan. 6. Burgers or barbecue? Surely burgers would come under barbecue, because, you know, it is one of the things that you do cook on a barbecue. I mean, burgers are one of my favourite foods to eat, but I'm gonna say barbecue, just because there's also the option of hot dogs and drumsticks. Mm-mm-mm. 7. How many Yu-Gi-Oh decks do you have in real life? Well, if you mean proper decks, or I guess Richician format decks now, I have a nice round number of 8. Dark Magician, Elemental Heroes, Rainbow Neos, Magician Girls, Cats, Melfies, Nouvelle, and Vampires, which recently came back. I also have 6 character decks, one of them being part character deck, part September '07 format deck, which is my Zane Cyber Dragon deck. 3 speed duel decks, and I'm actually not sure how many past format decks I have. I've kind of lost count, or not really kept track. But let's see, I know I have 5 September 2007 decks. Both my GOAT decks are inactive because I really don't want to play GOAT format anymore. Actually, maybe I shouldn't count inactive decks because my speed duel decks are inactive, but I will get back into those if other people are interested in doing it. So yeah, anyway, I've got 2 Edison decks, one from April 2006. So how many active ones? 5 September '07. Wait, no, I've got 2 April '06 format decks, 2 Edison ones, 1 March 2011, 1 March 2012, and 1 April 2014. So, yeah, that would be 12 past format decks. So if we add them up, so 12 past format plus 8 proper, that's 20. The pure character decks make it 25. Oh yeah, and I guess there is also the legendary decks and the Yugi starter deck, so in total that makes 29 active decks. 8. What were your thoughts on Legendary Collection 2 back in 2016? Oh, I really liked them, especially the fact that it finally brought Eternal Soul to the TCG, which was something I desperately wanted for ages. So yeah, I'm glad. That was the highlight. I'm glad it finally brought that card there. But yeah, it was great. Although I don't know which legendary deck set I prefer. Then again, I do like having all of the Yugi legendary decks 1 decks. It is a shame that the Duelist Kingdom one is bricky as fuck. I mean, they could have at least put in Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, and Card Destruction just to give it more consistency and less high-level monsters. But, oh well. 9. Has anyone ended a game with Karibo? Yes, actually, there was one notable time from the Pharaoh's Elite tournaments where my friends Sam and Davies were in a game, and Sam took Karibo with a Go-Go Guardian, and then a bit later on in the duel, Davies was wide open, and Karibo was switched to attack mode, and then he attacked and dropped Forbidden Chalice for game. Uh, that was so awesome. That was one of the most epic moments on my channel. Um, even though Seb on Web then decided to rickroll us. And 10. What is your favourite artwork of Blue Eyes White Dragon? I would have... excuse me. I would have thought I would have mentioned that as well, but... oh well. My favourite artwork of Blue Eyes White Dragon... excuse me. Is this one. The anime / starter deck Yugi one. I like this one above all the others, because it's just so iconic and classic, and while the other ones are quite nice, I mean, as you know, I really don't care for alternate arts. Oh god, excuse me. Next questions are from Matt and Alison Welch. 1. Any thoughts and opinions on the new hero archetype that was announced for Rush Duel's Rising Heroes? I know you don't usually follow stuff much on the OCG side, but this is actually really interesting. Also, do you think we can get this hero series in the regular game? Well, I had to have a quick look at this before filming, as I completely forgot about this question until now, and I had no time to look into them, which is an issue when people ask my thoughts and opinions on things like this. I don't think, well, I don't know anything about this, and then I mean to look it up, but I end up having no time to look it up, and then I forget, and then I end up having to look at the last minute, which is an absolute pain in the arse. But, I mean, it's fine, but it's just hard to give opinions on something I know nothing about. But I have had a quick look all the same. I've had to use Edo Pro to have a quick look. You can't see the artwork of this completely. I'll have to move it up a bit. There we go. This one is Rising Hero Argent? I think that's... or is it Argent? No, Argent sounds like it makes more sense. I don't know the correct pronunciation. But this is really interesting. Revealing a level 6 or 7 warrior fusion. Adding excavated normal monsters. So that's kind of cool. Having another kind of hero series, a rising hero. Yeah, I didn't even know that heroes were in Rush Duels until you mentioned it. So it makes me wonder if someone from the latest Rush Duel series, what was it, Rush Go, is playing it, or whether we're getting a third series involving Rush Duels. I don't know. There was another... oh wait. Yeah, here we are. Here's another new one. Hero Boy. What does this do? If you have fusion or skyscraper in your graveyard, fusion, that would be polymerization, add up to 2 warrior type normal monsters or poly from grave to hand, then send 1 monster from your field to the grave. That's pretty interesting too, just to keep the plays going. And then there was a different hero fusion. There's Flame Wingman. And this was the other new card, Burst Wingman. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. 1 face-up warrior on your field gains a grand until the end of your opponent's turn. Then you can destroy 1 spell or trap on the opponent's field. So that's pretty cool as well. So, uh, so yeah, it is really cool stuff. I I don't know what else to say about it really. It's just some cool stuff. I mean, whether or not it'll come to the regular game, I'm just not sure. Because Rush Duel archetypes don't generally come over here to the normal game. So I'm not holding my breath on this one. But even so, it looks like it supports like the classic Elemental Heroes more than the newer stuff. And 2, anything you want to pick up in the newest Battles of Legends set coming out late this month? Well, I haven't seen too much of what's in there. Haven't even looked at the list, although I have seen a couple of openings already. So far, I just want Wing Kuribo level 6 for my hero collection. I was thinking about playing it in my Elemental Hero deck, but now I'm just not so sure about it. I don't know if it'll help or whether or not I can fit it in, but I definitely do want at least one for my hero collection. I don't know what else I'd want out of there really. I know Express Gaming is interested in the cover card, Dragon Major. What was it? Knight? Or was it Knight or Master? I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, Major Master. Oh, he's excited about it, but I'm really not, purely because it's another monster that negates everything. I mean, that other effect is nice, and yeah, it does have very specific requirements, but I still hate it and don't want to deal with it. I've had enough of monsters that negate everything. Seriously, Konami, stop making them! Anyway, yeah, that answers that. Next question is from Pokemaster Cube. How interested would you be in learning to play a video game? To be honest, not very, because I've just not I've had no time whatsoever to play video games. Or if I do, it'll be some old ones that I've played over the years. But other than that, I've just had no time whatsoever. In fact, I have been debating whether or not to actually sell my Xbox One and my Xbox 360. As I just never seem to use them. Well, I still use the Xbox One every once in a while. It's typical, because I have Sonic Frontiers on there, which came out almost 2 years ago, and I've still not got round to playing it. Which is odd, because I usually love Sonic games, but I just haven't had the time. And I don't know if I've got the time and the patience to get into a different video game. Then again, there is this cat one that Express Gaming said he might get me, which should be something simple, but I don't know. I just don't know. Next questions are from Super Ultra Hero 9961. Um, Before you answer my questions, I just had to say I love your videos and I hope you keep up the great work. Well, thanks very much, man. I appreciate that. Uh, one, what was your first thought of shining Neos Wingman? I guess my thoughts were, oh my god, wow. I mean, I was blown away by the artwork at first, and then I read what it did, and I was like, wow, this is actually incredible. Um, at least I'm pretty sure that was my reaction. I was like, um, yeah, this is really great. Although I need to find a way to get Neos and like some Neospatians into my elemental hero deck so I can use this card. Um, yeah, it just blew me away, and at least it wasn't too difficult to get, despite being the cover card. I bet if I'd bought a box or a case I would have ended up with multiple copies, just like with Master of Chaos when I did that Battle of Chaos case opening. I couldn't say how many copies of Master of Chaos I pulled. Anyway, I digress. 2. Did you ever think of adding the alternate artworks of Avian, Burstinatrix, Sparkman and Neos into your hero collection? I didn't consider that. I mean, when I made my hero collection, I only thought of putting in one copy each of every single hero card in the TCG in existence. Alternate artworks just never occurred to me. Um, I suppose I could. I don't know how necessary it would be, though. Although I do have alternate arts of Avian, Burstinatrix, and Sparkman going spare that I could probably put in, although I haven't got an alternate art of Neos anymore. Although I guess if I wanted to pick it up, it shouldn't be difficult. It's Neos, how hard could it be, right? 3. This one's not really a question, but you're the reason why I love Shining Flare Wingman, and I hope you and your fiancé will have a happy life together. Again, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. When you posted your question, I actually did show this to Emma, and she really loved it and appreciated what you said as well. So, thank you very much. And the last question is from Webbers5. Sorry, just seeing if anyone submitted anything at the last minute. Spoke to some of the DU guys. They're all for starting a low-tier format on a regular basis. We all want you to feel like you can enjoy a locals. If I or we can solidify a low-tier ban list by your birthday, would you like to do one that week? Well, that is very thoughtful of you guys, and I do appreciate this. I would normally be up for low-tier formats, but I'm just in two minds about it. It would be fantastic having one on the week of my birthday, but here's the thing. I mean, after the bad experience I had with the minor league, I don't know if I want to do these anymore. And like I said a couple of times in previous videos, if I have a bad experience with something, Bloody hell. Sorry, my nose is really tickly. Oh, oh God. Right, anyway, if I have a bad experience with something, then it just makes me not want to do that something anymore. Um, I mean, the annoying cards and decks were just one thing, but like I said, the arguing and the antagonising just outright put me off. I mean, as I said in my channel update, now more than ever, I'm just really sick and tired of people arguing with me over cards and decks that I hate, or even ones that I like. Um, yeah, I'm just fed up of the arguing, and I'm also fed up of Ash, Droll, D-Shifter, Floodgates, Dark Bribes on Legs, monsters that negate everything, OTK, FTK, and lockdown decks, whether they're considered control or stun, of any kind. And I stopped playing in the normal tournaments and ultimately stopped playing the normal current format just to specifically get away from all of this shit so that I wouldn't have to put up with it anymore. And you know, in the end, the minor league was just an absolute joke. I mean, I'm sorry, but how the hell are the likes of Mistake, Ash Blossom, Dragon Maid Show, Sky Striker, Dinomorphia, True Draco, Fluffle, Invoked, Cosmo, Trickstar, and Monarchs chilled? They're really not. I mean, they couldn't be chilled even if you put them in a freezer for a month. And I tried to get rid of these from the minor league for a good reason. But of course, as usual, it just felt like my concerns and ideas to get these sorts of cards and decks banned were just blanked and disregarded, as if what I had to say meant nothing, therefore making me feel like I meant nothing. And this was even an issue after the first, round about the first time I quit the minor league, but clearly just nothing was ever resolved. And now I've just had enough. I mean, the annoying cards and decks that just do things that don't let anyone play, I could have put up with, but the arguments I just can't put up with. And I just don't want to get into any more stupid arguments over something absolutely ridiculous. Then again, I'm just fed up with any Yu-Gi-Oh argument of some kind, not just over certain cards and decks, but also just things like ban lists, what format was best and what was the worst, what was the best era or worst era, and what anime was better. It's like, I don't want to hear it anymore. You know? Um, but no, it was ridiculous that just such cards and decks are allowed in what's supposed to be a casual format. I mean, it kind of defeats the whole point and goes against the spirit of it. And now it's just got to a point where I just don't want to play current format Yu-Gi-Oh! In any way, shape or form, unless of course it's Richician format, or even Express Gaming format. Now I know you said that playing a tournament under Richician format is an option, but only under a simplified version. And I have been seeing what I could do to simplify it, but to be honest, it's really frustrating. Because I'd really prefer to keep my list the way it is. I can understand, keeping all banned cards banned, including Pot of Greed, Link Karibo, Butterfly, Dagger, Elmer, but it's just really frustrating making modifications just because there's hits that people don't agree with. And I hit absolutely everything that I hit on the Richician format list for a good reason. I mean, if I really do have to change things around, then I might as well just make a completely different format. And it's a trend that I didn't really want to start. It's like all of a sudden there could be like 7 different forms of current format with different extended ban lists, and then it just causes confusion. And I don't want to end up potentially causing confusion. That being said, I am still trying to figure out like a Richician 2.0 format list, a simplified version that can get onto one picture, but it's not been easy picking and choosing what to keep and what to allow. But again, I'm just saying I'd much rather keep my format the way it is, and I don't really want to have to change it just for one event. Although, on the plus side, if we do a Richician format tournament, then at least Emma could join in if she wanted to, and that's another thing. On the week of my birthday, Emma will actually be here. It also does depend whether or not she'd want to come along, and I don't want to be antisocial to her. I mean, she might. I'm sure she would be up for coming and seeing you and the others again. That is, the ones she's already met. And yeah, she could join in if she wanted to. I know the other option was a September 2007 tournament. There's 2 issues with that. Oh God, my nose. There's one issue being she doesn't know that format very well, and wouldn't be able to join in, unless of course I let her borrow one of my September '07 decks and taught her how to play it. You know, teaching someone how to play a deck can take time. The other issue is being the only two decks of that format that I absolutely hate, being played, Demise OTK and Monarchs. As much as I loved those that format, those decks were the only things I hated about it, and I don't want to have to deal with them. Because then I feel like it just ruins the fun of it. Although choosing that would be a quick, easy option. So, yeah, it's just difficult trying to figure out a balance that everyone can be happy with. I mean, if we do come up with a particular list that people will be happy with, then I'll gladly do it. Of course, my other concern with running my own format is, what are the odds that people won't like the hits and will just strongly object to it? I mean, my concern is, if there's going to be objections, then there's just going to be no point in doing it, really. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the whole thing. And yeah, that is it for questions in this episode. Thanks a lot for your guys' questions, and if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments section down below. And remember, I do these episodes every Tuesday afternoon or evening UK time, so be sure to get your questions in before then so that you don't miss out. Thanks again, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.